Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing on this Monday morning? This is Reganelite here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning with myself, Reganelite, here on Monday, the 29th of December, 2025, UK. Time is 11 a.m. here. We are dual streaming live on youtube.com/Reganelite and on twitch.tv/Reganelite1 for reference. Ellie, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Anybody else who are lurking in the chats? For those who are new to this live stream, I normally do these every Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. for about roughly an hour. We do it roughly to an hour. And we look at some of the news that's happening. We have a look at today's daily quota. We have a look at the weather. We see what's happening with the weather. And we'll have a look at various open up news outlets and see what the headlines are actually saying here. Not so much from what papers are saying, but actually what media out there is saying, what the stories are. That's what we do for the hour. And just before we get going as well, a quick reminder, I'll be going live tonight at 8 o'clock for another episode of the Reganelite Viewpoint. We'll be covering UK news specifically there. So if you guys want to join me for that, feel free to do so. That is tonight. So I'm very much looking forward to doing that for you. If you guys want to join me for that, be greatly appreciated. I do plan on doing global news tomorrow at 6 o'clock as well, which I didn't do last week or the week before. So if you guys want to join me for that show, you can do as well, where we'll be covering specifically some world news there. As for New Year's Eve, I'll be doing there will be a good morning show for New Year's Eve, but as for the evening, there'll be no evening live stream. But what I'm looking to do instead, if I can record it either today or tomorrow, I'm going to record something like a premiere video to kind of take its slot for you guys. So if you guys wanted something there, that's what I plan on doing, putting something at least at 8 o'clock for you guys there. I'm thinking of a bunch of maybe just a bit more of a funny live stream sort of thing, like we did with the Christmas Eve show, which went down really well. Possibly for you guys there as well. I will look in the at the end of this week. I'm gonna see double check. We've got the round table coming up on the 15th of January. We have the Eco Flake show on the 22nd. That's myself and One Angry Pagan. For those who don't know what the round table is, I have 3 other guests on, and we basically just discuss about what's been happening in the world. And I planned on having Daily Blase, Power to the People's Grand Price, and Dave McGuinness for that show. So I just need to confirm they're all still good for that show there. And I was planning, I think it was Thursday, the 8th of January, to have my friend Van Man Talks on for a chat about what's been going on as well. So next month, so hopefully that will come to fruition as well. I'm actually thinking of doing on Thursdays when I don't have a guest or don't have plans on. I'm thinking of doing like a non-political live stream as well of some sorts. Just for reference there. We've also got next month we have a mental health live stream, which I'll be doing. I believe it was on the 7th of January. I need to double check that as well. We got my mental health live stream. I was going to do it this month, but people advised me not to do it until after Christmas, so I will do that as well. And also in March, we'll be celebrating 3 years since the start of this YouTube channel as well, just for reference there. In terms of monetization, I'll just be straight with you guys right now. I haven't really been chasing it too much because, it's the holiday period. I want to be spending time with family and whatnot. Don't really want it on the back of my mind. Unfortunately, guys, I still have not gotten my pay from Google. They have just not sent it to me, so I don't know if I'm even going to get the money, which is really heartbreaking because people basically have, people have sent super chats and gifted memberships for the whole of November and mid-December, and it's not on. And as of right now, I'm not going to see a single penny of that money, guys, which is infuriating. So I do apologize to people who have done that. I did look up the emails today from YouTube's responses to for what I did a week ago. And their responses has been the response from the person who's been allegedly trying to help me has been pretty much piss poor. So I'm going to see if I can get in touch with someone else, someone who actually might answer my questions, because the person who I was talking with when it was all kicking off has been very unhelpful. All they've been doing is pointing me towards the policies and procedures rather than actually answering my questions, which is what I need someone to do, because I can't as I've said in my Google Ads video, I can't appeal until I get answers to my questions. And if I can't get answers to the questions, I'm going to be stuck in limbo, guys. So if I don't, so I will have a trace some of it this week, but next week is when I'm going to reach out to people. I will reach out to Graham Hughes if I have to. I will reach out to Max Fobsby if I have to get me in touch with someone who will actually help me resolve the situation and help take this forward. Because the last couple of weeks, as you guys can understand, I didn't want to deal with this during the holiday periods, and I'm sure you guys can understand this. You want to try and enjoy the festive period, and that's what I've been doing, guys. The weekend I'm spending time with family, which was really important to me, as I'm sure it is to some of you guys, as I'm sure you guys it is as well. And I just didn't want it clouding over my head. My partner is not working, and she's not back at work until Friday, so she is kind of so she's just kind of chilling downstairs. I don't really like doing that to her, guys, but we'll do we'll do one or two things this week before she goes back as well there. Sarah Davis, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. And Encounter Keith, good morning to you both there as well. Let's get going, guys, with today's daily calendar quote for those who haven't seen it here. I also got email saying that my Good Morning live stream from Friday was blocked in some territories because of the music, even though it was free, even though it said specifically in the audio library where I got the music from that is free from copyright. Absolutely ridiculous. What's the point putting it in there if it's not free from copyright? Anyways, here it is, guys. Here is today's daily quota here for the 29th of December here. Interesting one indeed. Where there is discourse, may we bring harmony. Where there is error, may we bring truth. Where there is doubt, may we bring faith. Where there is despair, may we bring hope. I really like this one. Where there is discourse, may we bring harmony. Where there is error, may we bring truth. Where there is doubt, may we bring faith. And where there is despair, may we bring hope. That's a lovely one. I really like that one, guys. I really like that one. Tomorrow's one I don't like because it's so long-winded. It's not even a quote. It's more like a long-written statement more than anything. But apparently it's a daily quota. And by the way, if you want your own daily calendar quote, link in the description at www.pennylittlethoughts.com, just for reference there, if anyone is interested in having one for their own there. Right, shall we have a look at the weather, guys? What has been happening with the weather today, guys? Maybe speaks to Hawk from Hawk Podcast about YouTube problems. Reganelite. He knows someone who might be able to help. Hawk Podcast. I'm not familiar with them. Let me just make a little note of that. The Hawk Podcast. Yeah. I did have someone with a 14,000 subscriber count reach comment on my channel, and also joined the Discord to let me know that they had the similar situation as well. The thing is, I haven't been chasing it up, guys, the last few weeks because again it's been the festive period. Hawks Podcasts. Okay. Well, I'll have a look and see. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Right, let's have a look at the weather, guys. In the meantime, if anyone wants to financially support me, by the way, you can buy me a coffee or join the Patreon. And you can join the lovely list of all these fabulous people down here who have supported me since I got demonetized. So if anyone wants to join the list, please feel free to do so. Do let me know in the chat. And I will put your... and what I'll do is I will put your... literally put your name, add your name to the list as soon as by the time the next live stream comes out as well. So I'm just going to quickly, before I go to weather, I just remember I need to put these up just in case here. That was Steve McMahon bought me 5 coffees. I can't remember when that was. He's been very generous, he has, and had some very generous Patreon supporters as well, so thank you guys as well for those who have. I really appreciate it. Anyways, back to our regular scheduled broadcasting. Here is today's weather, guys. This is our big beautiful blue planet here. We can see plenty of Plenty of snowstorms out there. You can see in the north and south of our big, beautiful planet there. And zooming in a little bit here, we got some variety of temperatures across the globe here. I always keep looking at Yellowknife, guys, and I just wonder, is that a place that I should end up going on my bucket list at some point in the future, guys? I think it should. I think Yellowknife should be somewhere good, simply because of the temperatures, guys. Would I survive in Yellowknife? I don't know. It's always like -25, -30. Vancouver 6 down, San Francisco 9, New York, Chile is still at 10 degrees, Miami 27. Very nice and toasty in Miami. Mexico 17 there. Parts of South America 30, 29, 31, where the BBC doesn't bother to update the temperatures in South America there. Same in parts of Africa. Cape Town 22, Kinshasa 29 there. Lagos 29. On the other side of the planet, Auckland there at 20. They don't have a temperatures for they don't have anything for Sydney for some reason. Don't know why. Perth 18 there, Brisbane 16 there, Alice Springs 24, Darwin 28, Singapore there 26. Got some nice warm weather in and around that area there. Bangkok 26 there, Shanghai 8, Beijing -3, Tokyo 3 there. Some very cold temperatures up in a bit more northern Russia there. I am not going to pronounce that name, but -25 indeed. It's very cold there. Tehran 5, Baghdad 11 there. Riyadh 17 there, Cairo 17. And if we have a look at see what's happening in Europe's temperatures here, we got some chilly temperatures. Paris is a very cold 0 degrees there. Bern -2. Madrid is 8. Lisbon 12 there. Some dry spells in some parts of Europe, but much in the east of Europe is definitely lots of casts of snow. Rome 8, Nice 11, Tunis 13 there, Tripoli 13 there on North Africa. Athens is 12 degrees there, Istanbul 6, Zagreb -1, Vienna 1, Prague 1, Budapest 0 there, Berlin is a chilly 3, Kiev -1, Warsaw does not give the temperatures for some reason. Moscow very cold, -5 there, Volgograd -1 there. Yeah, some very, very cold temperatures, and looks like quite a few shades of snowstorms around, which is kind of normal in these parts, but it's normally January will be a lot worse, obviously, there. Minsk -3, Vilnius -3, Riga -1, Oslo -1 as well. St. Petersburg there, -4, Murmansk -6. How's our friends in Iceland doing? They've got 5 degrees there, so they're not as bad as other parts there for where they are. And Brussels there at 2 degrees. As for us here in the UK, for today, temperatures roughly this morning around about 6, 7, 8, 6 and 4 in parts there. Some low winds, of course, as well from the looks of it, but it is still very, very chilly nonetheless. And you can see later on the temperatures aren't going to be changing for a good while, so please be aware of that as we move further on into the evening here. Let's have a quick zoom, just seeing what some of the other see a bit more closer up for parts of the UK here. Yeah, most of England down here in England is 4 and 5 degrees here, as you would expect here. Down the south, Hastings 7 there, Bournemouth 5. Yeah, wind's quite low as well, so it's not too much wind as well. So very dry, no rain, no snow forecast from the looks of it at all. Moving into Wales again. Nothing too much change here, except a bit more colder. It looks like, yeah, some places it's as cold as 3 degrees in some parts there. 5 and 4 degrees is temperatures, not too much changing there. It's even here in the Midlands as we move up into the north of England here. You can see 5, 6s, but on the east side of England, I'm going to get my compass right. 7 degrees, a bit more warmer on the east side of England here. Moving a bit further up here, you can get 4 and 5 degrees is again very chilly temperatures as expected. Moving from the north of England into the south of Scotland here, these temperatures are actually dropping off again even more here. Some places are 2 degrees, 3 and 4 degrees here. Glasgow and Edinburgh 2 and 4 degrees. Dunbar 6 there, Dunfermline 3. Bridgend 0, Orban 3. So really, really cold, guys. But normally you expect that up in Scotland. Dundee 3, Fort Williams 2. Aberdeen 4, Stonehaven 4 there, Inverness 1. Ullapool there 1 as well. And let's have a look at our friends over across the pond in Northern Ireland here. Londonderry 3, Ballymena 4, Belfast 5. So temperatures there around about 3 and 4 degrees. In Belfast, it's a bit warmer at 5 here. Castletown at 6 degrees there. Dublin 7 respectfully there as we move into today in the evening, guys. But yeah, overnight, vote. Let me just switch that to overnight. So going overnight into Tuesday morning here, we can see those temperatures staying quite chilly as well. Looks like there might be some shades of rain, possible shades of rain, but mainly it's going to stay really cloudy is what's going to be expected here. You can see the temperatures overnight going to be staying roughly around about the same as they are right now here. So moving into Tuesday morning here. Again, those temperatures it's going to be very, very chilly. Some tiny bits of showers, but most of it is just going to be dry. Again, dry and dull. Dry, dull, cold and grey is essentially the message is going to be from tomorrow morning here. But you can see those temperatures there. Very cold indeed. Please wrap up warm as you expect. But yeah, pretty much throughout that whole day there's nothing going to be too much of a change. Temperature's going to drop again. Edinburgh's dropping to 0. Cardiff 3, London 5, Manchester 4, Dublin 6, Belfast 2 there. Let's just have a quick look at some of these temperatures up in. Yeah, so tomorrow evening is going to drop. The temperature's going to drop significantly up in Scotland. -1 to 2, 1 and 2 degrees. So you're going to get a big drop in temperatures there. Definitely going to be happening there. So please be aware of that. To our friends in Scotland there. Moving overnight there into the next day here into Wednesday morning. Early in Wednesday morning, you can see those temperatures there once again. Wednesday early Wednesday morning, overnight Tuesday, you can see 1 to 1 degrees. Belfast 0, -1 in Edinburgh, Dublin 4. Again, it's going to be very cold. Tuesday night going to be very, very cold. Please be careful, guys. There going into it. Going in later on into Wednesday morning, you can see those temperatures not really too much changing until lunchtime. Lunchtime, there'll be an increase in temperatures, but again, it's still going to be very, very cold in Wednesday there. If we're just even moving forward there, it looks like there's going to be a bit of a rainstorm possibly coming from the north of Scotland, but most of the UK is going to remain dry, just very cold and cloudy in most parts there. Going into the new year, from New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, there we can see from New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, we're going to actually have some action, some snow and some rain. Looks like it's going to be dropping on New Year's Day. Overnight dropping into Scotland, temperatures are going to remain very, very cold indeed. 5, 3, 2, 5, 2 and 1 degrees. So again, temperatures still remain very cold in parts, but there's a bit of an increase in temperatures. But there's going to be some snow. There's going to be some rain. Forecast looks like it's going to be dropping on New Year's Day up in Scotland. There may be some showers in parts of England, but tiny little fractures of it indeed. But on New Year's Day there we can see most of it. Temperatures going to be, there is some slight increases in temperatures, which is kind of nice. 5, 6, Edinburgh 4, Belfast and Dublin 6 and 7 respectfully there. But we've got this snowstorms. Looks like it's going to be coming down from the north, dropping on the parts of northern Scotland there. You can see, but moving a bit further on there. Still, so there is going to be some snowstorms. Looks like could be expected in parts of Scotland, so please be aware of that as well. Good morning, Tom. Hope you are doing well. And anybody else lurking in the chats? There's going to be snow in South Wales next week. I haven't seen that forecast that far yet. It'll be interesting to see for sure. Moving later on into Friday, first from New Year's Day into Friday here. Real drop again in temperatures, you can see, and there's still that snowstorm. Looks like it's still going to be coming around. You could be right, Sarah. That snowstorm is not going away anytime soon. It could be staying around until next week. Friday here, we can see these temperatures here. 2, 3, 0 degrees is here. This big snowstorm is still canvassing above around Scotland there. It's like parts of Northern Ireland are going to be experiencing some snow as well, and you can see there's a bit of patches of snow here. But looking to 12 o'clock on Friday, as Sarah has heard, it looks like there is going to be some snow dropping in parts of Wales here. We can see northern Wales, Midlands of Wales there. Looks like it's going to get some rain and snow there. Temperatures remaining very cold. So this Friday looks like we're going to be getting some snow in parts of England, mainly Wales there, as well as in Northern Ireland. And this snow is still also going to be around in the north of Scotland there, from the looks of it. Moving a little bit further on, just having a quick look. We will keep an eye on this as we go closer to the weekend for the days. But yeah, it looks like we're going to be getting quite a bit of snow and it's going to be very, very chilly going as we head towards the weekend there. So, but as for the next couple of days, guys, it's still going to be the same. Next couple of days, today, tomorrow, Wednesday, just going to mainly you might get a few odd showers, but most of it is going to be dry. It's just going to be cold. So it's just a case of just keep wrapping up warm. Winds should be kept quite low for most parts of the UK, essentially where you are. But pretty much from Thursday is when we'll start seeing, looks like we're going to start seeing some snow going to be dropping in parts of the UK. So just need to keep our eye out for that there, guys. Right, let's have a look and see what some of the news is saying today, guys. There's quite a few different topics to look at. The thing is that a lot of some of these websites, they don't update as much during the festive period, but we'll see what they are saying, guys. We'll see what they are saying. And just a reminder, if you want to have your name along the list, this lovely list of all these wonderful people, you can either buy me a coffee or join Patreon. Their links for both of them are in the description. If you guys want to financially support me, there is greatly appreciated. Obviously, if you can't financially support me, just hitting that like button, sharing across social media, and subscribing always does help support the channel as well. So let's have a look at the times here. We'll start with them. My words were twisted out of meaning, says dissident in Star Morale. Sir Alid Adil Al Fatia, a British Egyptian who was released from jail and welcomed back to the UK, has called for the death of Zionists there. I don't know too much about this story, but I've heard that that Keir Starmer got quite a telling off from people for being pleased about this person's return. I don't know the context of what he has said about Zionists, but he has called for the death of Zionists. I don't approve of the death of them, even what they have done in Gaza, in the West Bank. It's just not in my DNA to call for the death of other people. It's just like as much as the cruelty that they have imposed in the Middle East there. Month-long waits to see a GP rise under Labour. That's not supposed to happen. That's supposed to be falling. What's West Street doing about that? Tribunal rulings blamed for ballooning welfare bill as support widens. The welfare bill is always going to go up. I literally remember talking to my dad about this. Like that, you're not going to even. You can't stop the increase in the welfare state bill going up. Like you just can't stop it. Like it's going to increase. AI is going to take some jobs over the next several years. That's inevitable. And if we don't have jobs to accommodate people when they are losing their jobs, then we need to have a universal basic income to help accommodate them. And if we're not going to have a universal basic income, we need to create the jobs for people that can do it. We need to create more jobs then. But even creating the jobs is difficult as well, because it's also about where they're going to be as well, because not everything can be online. UK car makers face a 10% tariff on electric vehicles sold in the EU. That's not good. That's what happens when we're being outside the European Union. Another Brexit benefit, guys. Budget tax raid on salary sacrifice schemes hit business confidence. Why Labour took so long to relent on inheritance tax? They didn't want to, is the answer. They just didn't want to. I think it's a fair answer there. We won the Supreme Court sex rule and the PM is subverting it, apparently. I'm assuming this is about the transgender topic. I'm assuming that's what that story is about. Can't open these ones here, guys, because they're behind a paywall, but we'll just see what these headlines are saying here. French police unions block crackdown on channel crossings. Behind the scenes with the MOD's war detective from a small office in Gloucestershire, Steve Brown's team deals with innocent incidents from personnel accidents to missing submarines. Missing submarines. Wow, that's interesting. Take trans activist threats seriously. J.K. Rowling tells politicians. Yeah, I'm not going to take anything. I'm not going to take any. What? I'm not going to take lectures from J.K. Rowling. Sorry, just not going to do that. They have not updated their polling since we last looked at it here on the Times, but that's it there if anybody hasn't seen it. But yeah, it's just it hasn't changed at all from last looked at it there. London, what they got here, spent Christmas Day in a 5-star hotel near home. It was bliss. Well, good for you. It's nice if you got the money for do so. No, some of us don't have that money. Foxes, Falcons, and Fawns inside Attenborough's Wild London. Ooh, looks fascinating. Stories in Scotland they've got here for the Times. Take away a pinch of salt. Mobile stroke units can boost chances for patients. If it saves people's lives, then yes, absolutely. I'm all for that. All for anything that helps save people's lives much quicker as well. Yeah, I'm all for that. More than 200 years total jail time for domestic abusers in 2020 time. 200 years is like, there's no point giving a sentence of 200 years. People will be dead by we should just be doing 120, sentence them to 120 years, and then that's it. Like, because that's literally prison for life. Island of Sadness as Boxers Day. Fire guts Tyree Baptist Church. Scottish Tories getting rid of Yusuf was our biggest mistake, apparently. Firefighters praised for heroic work extinguishing Glasgow hotel blaze. Oh, Lord God, that's terrible there. I know you can't see much of it there, but it's quite a thing there. King and William to visit the US in a new charm offensive, according to the royal family. So they're going to the US, guys, so apparently to appeal to the Orange Oath. Royal yacht to visit Ireland raised diplomatic fears over omniscience there as well. We see no stories already. Teacher who had baby with pupil banned from the profession. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know the full story, but that headline says a lot. Obviously, like, you should not be having a relationship with a pupil. You just, like, you shouldn't, like, that kind of, yeah. I'm sorry, like, I don't have an issue with that. GCSE language pupils to stop asking où est la personne. I don't know what that means, but if someone wants to tell me in the chat. Children's panels fail to intervene as Transley soars there. And they got some crime stories there as well from the Times. Let's have a look and see what else is happening in the news. Some interesting stuff there. Let's have a look and see what the Associated Press has. They always have some fascinating stories here, guys. So I'm covering that in a short video. The United States is pledging $2 billion for UN humanitarian aid as Trump slashes funding and warns agencies to adapt or die. The money is a small fraction of what the US has contributed in the past. So obviously I'm doing a short video, but I'm not actually giving my thoughts on it. But when I do short videos, but I will say this about it. Look, it's there are two ways you could think about the humanitarian funding. There is the way where this funding is needed to keep people alive in order for them to be able to have a life, to be able to have some basic needs of having some kind of normality of life where they are in the world, because the governments in those areas or whatever authorities in those areas aren't helping them or doing anything to help them, and are just letting them to rot and die. And this funding helps them. It can be a difference between life and death for some of these people. It literally is a case of this aid, a matter of life and death for some of these people. Now, the other coin side of this argument is what people on the right will say, and you can make up your assumptions on this as well. Not. The idea is that from their point of view is that by slashing humanitarian aid fund, we're forcing these countries and forcing these people who are in these desperate dire situations to adapt to basically say, you've got to learn to fish for yourself, you've got to learn to build for yourself, you've got to learn to make a life for yourself. You cannot just rely on humanitarian aid year after year after year with your situation. However, as much as it kind of sounds like it's basically a case of you need to deal with things on your own, we can't help you out, which is a very selfish kind of mindset. It's a very selfish mindset. The problem with this idea is that it's still going to lead to people dying. Now, there may be in some circumstances where cutting the aid will actually force these people to adapt and actually survive in other ways, but most people aren't going to be able to adapt and survive because of the environments that they are in, whether it's famine, whether it's war, whatever situation it is, because every country has their own situations. Pretty much a majority of there's going to be a huge increase in the death toll in 2026 in comparison to 2025. You will see more lives die as a direct result of the slashing in aid fund. I would like to think that other countries would step in to help fill the void of it, but I honestly don't think that's going to happen. You would think so, to buy more influence as well, possibly. But you can see the key headline there is adapt or die, is what they're basically saying there. Us is where is, didn't catch the rest of the French word. No worries, Kev, it's fine. Musk will go down in infamy. Yeah, Musk is responsible for the deaths of lots of humanitarian people as well, because when he cut off the funding from the US, it caused absolute calamity around the world when he did so as well, like without even thinking about the consequences there. So it says Donald Trump and Netanyahu to meet in Florida at a crucial moment for the US-backed Gaza ceasefire. Is he actually going to do anything? So he's scheduled to meet with Israeli Prime Minister today as Washington looks to create fresh momentum for a US-brokered ceasefire in Gaza that could be in danger of stalling out before a complicated second phase. So, as we know, Israel are not complying with the ceasefire because they're still killing Palestinians every single day. We know that. Al Jazeera report it, Middle East and I report it. Journalists inside the Gaza Strip are reporting it every day. So it's not like that isn't still happening. We know it's still happening. But there have been counter arguments that Hamas have also been not been following the ceasefire as well. And the thing is that how can you expect Hamas not to break the ceasefire agreement when Israel are breaking it far more than they are? Like, and the thing is, and I've said this already, like Israel consistently been breaking the ceasefire agreements with Lebanon ever since the ceasefire was done more than a year ago now in that country. We know that they've broken international laws. They literally stopped the flotilla from getting to Gaza. You know, the flotilla and lots of boats in international waters, they stopped them from getting all the way to Gaza to provide food and aid to them. So, I expect Donald Trump to actually do something here? No. I don't expect like Donald Trump to tell Netanyahu to calm down on the tax and whatnot. I don't expect that to happen. I'm still surprised that the ceasefire has lasted as long as it did, even though it's not really a ceasefire because we know it's not. I'm surprised it's lasted. I really, really am. But I think it's more of a case of not from Israel's perspective, but I think it's more from the Palestinian authorities, from Hamas's perspective of they are desperate to provide some comfort and try to make it work on behalf of the Palestinian people. Despite I don't trust a single thing coming out from Hamas. I think it's more from their side rather than from Israel or from the Trump administration side here. Hoops popping. Good to see you there. Hope you are doing well. A recent UN vote on protecting humanitarian aid workers. The US voted against and Russia abstained. Everyone else voted to pass it. Yep, United Nations, America veto. It's disgusting. Yeah, that's why. See, that right there, Hoops, is one of the reasons why the Green Party are, they have questions about the UN and some of these big organizations, because it's like, it's not a collective decision when someone has the power to veto it. It's not a collective then. So, these bodies, the UN, if it's not going to change its way, the veto power thing needs to be abolished. And if they won't agree to that, then perhaps the UN needs to be replaced with a new body, one that is worked on collaboration and with an overall majority of the incumbents of nations are part of it instead. So yeah, the UN is that, as long as that veto is in, the United Nations is not working for me. Yeah, so he's going to be in the Mar-a-Lago estate there with to talk to him about it. But yeah, I don't expect anything big to come out of it. I just expect him to be talking. A lot of jibber jabber really from Donald Trump there. Good morning, Witchy Goth. How are you? Hope you are doing well. Guys, make sure you check out Witchy Goth's YouTube channel. I don't know if she's going to be going live at all between now and the end of the year. If you are, do let us know in the chat, Witchy Goth. But do check out her channel. Do subscribe. Check out some of her live streams as well. She does some really, really great stuff. And hopefully I'll have her back on the channel at some point in the future as well. Interoceanic train derails in South Mexico, killing at least 13 and injuring dozens there. Absolutely terrible. Wow. Train accidents are really horrible to see. The US offers Ukraine 15-year security guarantee as part of the peace plan, Zelensky says. Trump says Ukraine and Russia are closer than ever to the after peace talks with Zelensky. No, they're not. Russia have not moved on their territorial issues. Ukraine must not move on them. They're not. AP exclusive. They says China threatens detention in Xinjiang over banned Uyghur songs. Yeah, they would do. They would do, unfortunately. The windows flew out and fire started. Kyiv residents recount Russian attack there. And we talked about the aid already. More countries reject Israel's reconciliation of Somaliland. Finding refuge on analog islands amid deepening digital seas. The moon and the sun figures big in the New Year lineup in Cosmic Wonders there. Zoran Madami has bold promises. Can he make them come true as New York's mayor? Yep, guys. So officially, Zoran Madami will officially become the mayor of New York City. Officially, he officially starts his work on the 1st of January. So literally in a few days' time. It'll be very interesting to see from Thursday onwards, like what he actually does, you know, the discussions and the policies there. It's going to be very interesting indeed, guys. You know, so definitely be keeping an eye out at the end of this week and into the next couple of weeks and see how he does. It can be fascinating to see what he can do. Obviously, because you know, he came in with big bold promises. He's not going to achieve everything, but I would hope to achieve some things here. Chinese military stages drills around Taiwan to warn external forces after US-Japan tensions. So this is China have responded to Japan's latest. I think I discussed this before about how China, you know, have been provoked by Japan because Japan have won Japan's newest prime minister and their government pretty much standing behind Taiwan, and they've increased their. For those who haven't heard the story in the short videos, Japan have had a massive increase in their military budget in their recent budget. Huge increase in their military budget. So it shows that they're ready to try and rebuild their empire to a certain extent. I doubt it. Well, rebuild their military. I'll say empire is not the right word, to be fair. I'll be live streaming tonight and tomorrow at 6 p.m. Tonight, WTF stories from 2025 and tomorrow, 2026 predictions from my crystal ball. Oh, interesting. Very good. Okay, there you go, guys. Witchy Goth will be going live tonight at 6 o'clock and tomorrow at 6 o'clock there. So just for people in the chat, if you're aware. Don't know why Zelensky bothers with Donny. He's got to try and maintain. Like, I get why Zelensky's doing what he's doing. You know, he's just got to grit his teeth through all this. You know, he's just got to grit his teeth from all this. You know, so they are still getting stuff from America. It's not as much now because it's all done through Europe, but they are still getting stuff. Hawaii hopes stricter laws will quiet illegal fireworks after deadly New Year's Eve blast. We'll have to wait and see on that one, won't we? Global stories of 2025. Helicopter spins rapidly to the ground after mid-air crash in New Jersey. Wow. Red, white, and blue Times Square balls to ring in America's 250th birthday. Yep, 250th birthday next year for America. Trump jokes about a bad Santa, defends coal in Christmas call with children. Yeah, he's not really smart, is he? He's not really a smart man, that Donny. Really not smart at all. Let's have a look and see what the Tory Telegraph or Reform Graph is saying here. Macron pays tribute to legend of the century, Bridget Bardot. I don't know too much about her personally. I personally honestly, but I will say this, obviously, like, for some people here will probably know her a lot better than I will. But, you know, we remember those who entertained us in some way, shape, or form here. Hi, I've been in and out. Sorry, not been replying to anyone. No worries, Ellie. We appreciate you. Appreciate you being here nonetheless. Yeah. The US do provide some intelligence that others can't, but I wish someone would call out this abject nonsense to his face on camera. Yeah, it would be nice if someone did that as well. Yeah. Hoots. Yeah, it would be nice. So what are they saying here? Benefit claimants' travel struggles cost an extra £700 million since the pandemic here. Man raped near outside swimming pool on Christmas Eve. Oh, a terrible story to share. Absolutely horrible. I cannot. My condolences to that man. Generally, Absolutely horrible situation for anyone to suffer that. Never mind it on being on Christmas Eve at any time for anyone to go through that. Christmas trees jumped on Birmingham streets after almost 12 months of bin strikes. I will be. We haven't taken down our decorations, but I will have to do them this week because I've got plans this weekend. Wetherspoon staff refused to serve gender-critical campaigners. Oh, for God's sake! Some are under pressure to strip extremists of British citizenship there as well. Javier Mendy, I want to meet Farage. I'd learn a lot. This guy, what is this? What is this picture of the Argentinian president? What is that picture? This guy's he's just an absolute madman. The hell is wrong with him? Absolute madman. Let's move away from the Telegraph, guys. Let's see what Al Jazeera are saying for us here. So Russia has seized Donetsk villages as US-Ukraine talks failed to make a breakthrough. This is a live update here. The Russian army's been boasted of 135,000 conscripts in last quarter of this year, according to the ministry here. Show me the story, please. Russian state news agency as Taskers reported. The majority of conscripts were assigned to training units and military units, where they will master modern military equipment and acquire a special military. A statement from the ministry read, particular attention was paid to staffing scientific and research and production units as well as sport companies. 680 people were assigned to scientific and research and production units, and 240 conscripts from the National Olympic sports team were assigned to sports companies, it said. The ministry added in previous strokes, young people had the right to choose to serve in different branches of the army, taking into account their health and the result of professional psychological screening. No, this is nonsense. So there was basically, if you get drafted, you're buggered. You're going to the front line. So there was I've seen stories of they had these political campaigns. Russia have had these political campaigns going around about telling people to come to Russia. It's a great country. You get away from, the West and all that kind of stuff. Want something, a new land, a new life. And unfortunately, there have been people in the West, both in America, in the UK, and some other parts of Europe, who've actually fallen for this stupid trap. And I do call it stupid trap that people have gone to Russia with the intention of having a better life for themselves, only to find themselves not only being lied to of what they were saying on paper, but some of them, especially the men, getting shafted and sent to the front line. Ended up serving for Russia, going there. So if you're somebody who's thinking about going to Russia, or you see advertisements about how glorious the great country is and whatnot, it's literally a scam. And if you're not happy where you are, by all means move, but don't move to Russia right now. Just don't. So the Russian army claims to have troops completed the liberation of Gibraltar, a village in eastern Ukraine, following more ground advances in recent days amid peace talks. The Ukrainian military has not yet commented. This was about an hour ago there. They've had there. So we've just had 3 updates here. What else we got here? That's an analysis piece. Iran followed up on citizen reportedly sent to Ukraine by Russia. Iran's foreign ministry said it's following up a case of Ashir Dalabundi, a 33-year-old whose Ukrainian media was sent to fight there in the war by Russia after arriving in St. Petersburg on a tourist visa. Okay. Martial law to be lifted in Ukraine only after the war ends, says Zelensky. It says martial law will be lifted only when the war with Russia ends after it receives security guarantees from the West following a meeting with Trump yesterday. Yep, that makes logical sense. Yeah, anyone who wants... Yeah, that makes logical sense. Especially in the current situation right now. Let's see. Starvation ghost towns plague Sudan as al-Burden demands RSF surrenders. Yeah, people in Sudan are still suffering as a result of what's happening in the country. Syrian government troops deploying to Lakia Tarkus after deadly clashes. Got a short video on that if you want a little bit more on that story. That'll be dropping over the next few days. China launches drills around Taiwan. Yeah, we touched on that a little bit there. I don't think anyone was surprised by the drills coming. All the countries Israel attacked in 2025, an animated map. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. They've so many countries that they've targeted, guys. And what accountability have they faced for it? None. Israel have not faced any accountability. It's absolutely insane. Roger Devine, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well there. Good to see you there. The UK needs 800 billion of new funding by 2040 to meet defence pledge, says the report. 800 billion. I just feel like that number's just been plucked out of thin air, you know, to make it sound like the defence needs more money, apparently, guys. We need more money in defence. No. What we need is money for people. We need money for people. We're not at war right now. We're not at war. We need funding for people. We need to get money into people's pockets right now. This is just such nonsense here. They do not need 800 billion. It's absolutely ridiculous. UK places visa sanctions on DR Congo. Yep, know about that already. Gonna be a short video of that. Union chief backs calls for UK-EU customs union. Move would improve living standards, says the TUC's head Paul Norwick. Good. Yep, it's not enough, but it is a step in the right direction. North Sea suffers the worst year since the 1970s as driller frees investment. Exploration falls to its lowest level since oil and gas were discovered in the UK bastions 60 years ago. Oh, Crimea River. Bayeux Tapestry set to be covered by 800 million UK Treasury industry. Nearly 1,000 old depiction of Norman conquest will be on display at the British Museum in 2026. Ooh. Just want to make this clear about the freeze investment thing. Like, I don't ever want to see people lose their jobs because a lot of Scottish workers work in the Northern Seas. I don't ever want to see people losing their jobs or livelihood. But at the same time, we also need to make a transition as well. So I do sympathise with people whose jobs are under threat, as a result of climate change. I generally mean that. UK aid sector spreads braces for spending cuts in 2026 is what they've got there. Let's have a look at the front of the FT here. I disagree that we need more military spending, and I'm saying that as someone who is more pacifist than a fighter. Yeah, the money just does not sound like, it just seems insane to me when the Chancellor's already put huge amounts of money towards the defence budget and also cutted our foreign aid to go towards the defence budget. And here they are asking for more money. Like, it's just, like, you're taking everyone for a bunch of idiots. You really, really are. Like, just set up the blimmin' AA defences around the UK if it makes you feel better. Like next thing you know, they're going to want a UK Iron Dome, you know. It's a bloody joke, guys. It's a joke. The amount of money they're asking. Again, just a quick reminder, if anyone wants to financially support me, you can buy me a coffee or join the Patreon, and you can join the lovely people on the list. There we go. See this lovely list here of wonderful people here who have supported me since I got demonetized. If you guys want to join the list, you can do one of the two. Links for both of them are down below for reference. If you can't financially support me, just hitting that like button, sharing across social media, and subscribing, all that stuff helps support the channel. And thank you so much for doing so. I appreciate it. Here, just for reference. Trump-Zelensky talks vow to deliver on breakthrough on Ukraine's peace deal, of course, because the issue is around territory. That's the main thing there. What they got there, an exclusive. Accounting body scraps remove exams to combat cheating. UK needs 800 billion, which it does not. We literally just touched on that. Europe's largest defence group set to return 5 billion to shareholders in 2025, apparently there. Abu Dhabi spotlight story they've got on them. AI startup amassed record $150 billion of funding cushion as bubble fears a mount. Saudi Arabia goes after critics of rising cost of living, apparently there as well. Copper prices rise by most in over a decade there. China signals tolerance for stronger remedy there as well. An exclusive they've got there as well. Trump-linked crypto venture regains auditor with checkered history there. And it looks like the rest of these are kind of just opinion pieces there. Some interesting FT stories there. It's always interesting to see some of those stories. Some of them are fascinating. Some of them are like, huh? So it could be something, could be nothing. Always fascinating to find. I always find some of the stories quite fascinating indeed. NBC News, let's see what they are saying here. What have we learned about the state of the Trump coalition in conversations with 50 voters? Focus groups with 2024 Trump voters showed them largely stick with him, but also discontent around the economy and immigration. That's because you thought he was going to do something for you, and he's not. The 10 Senate races that will decide the balance of power in 2026. I would love to see the Senate flip back to the Democrats, but I don't think that will ever happen, guys. It's far too much on one-sided at the moment. Trump and Zelensky cite progress in peace talks, but thorny issues remain there. Families of Bondi Beach victims demand action on anti-Semitism and security failures. Yeah, they're still demanding that from that terrible, terrible tragedy on Bondi Beach in Australia. North Korea said it's tested long-range cruise missiles. They're doing that all the time, pretty much. It's not really the big news, but yeah, every now and then you'll hear North Korea doing stuff like that, just to kind of remind people, hey, we're scary, and they are. They do have quite a military, North Korea. It is cause for concern. From fake heritage to refugee, former employees detail alleged scam blamed on TV producer. China staged drills. Pipe bomb suspect disliked both parties and felt violence would be justified, prosecutor says. The DOJ unveiled new allegations about the suspect Brian Cole's motives in the request to keep him behind bars while he awaits trial. Yeah, the guy didn't care about political parties. He just wanted them all to suffer. There's this mindset, not just in America, but a lot of people, it's the mindset, of course, it doesn't matter what colour political party you are, you know, what political party you are, all politicians are the same. They don't care about us. They're only in it for themselves. That's definitely a lot of mindsets there as well. Definitely a lot of mindsets. Steve Banker, good to see you there. Hope you are doing well. Is that a picture of a cat you've got in your avatar there? Looks like it. Was the 800 billion figure from a reform think tank? Probably. I don't know if it's been that. Yeah, I've been demonetized since mid-December. Roger Devine. Yeah, it's if you want to find out the story, I've done a video on it quite a while back. It's got you go on my channel and look up under videos. It's not too far behind. And there's a video explaining what happened, and I'm going to be chasing some of that this week. If I don't get some answers this week, I'll turn to people. It's Charlie's cat. Oh, it's Charlie's cat. Oh, it's Charlie's cat. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely indeed. Very, very good. For Muslim New Yorkers, Donald Madami's victory bridges long-standing divisions. Yeah, he's really doing well in trying to bring people together. Now, I just hope that he can get some of the policies he wants through, you know, as the new mayor. I really hope so. One person killed in a helicopter crash in New Jersey. Yeah, we saw that story. No, actually, let's not go out of that. Wow, have we only got 7 minutes already? Jesus, we're going way too quick. I'm going way too slow, guys. Nobody in the Twitch chat today. Looks a quiet Twitch chat. Former Vice President Dick Cheney, who pushed for Iraq invasion, dies at 84. As well there. Yeah, it looks like I'll leave the NBC News for now. Let's have a look and see what the iPaper is saying, guys. Just wanted to look at some different headlines from the usual, from some different ones. What they got here? Starmer faces a referendum on his leadership, and it could prove fatal. Yeah, 2026 is going to be it's going to be a very key. It's going to be quite, you know, as time, like, we are still a long way off from the general election, okay? But as time ticks down, you know, that clock is ticking. If we're not seeing the lives being better, it's not going to be good for him. You know, local elections will say a lot about Labour. They will say a lot about Labour. Like, I generally do think he should. Like, if Labour get absolutely trounced in the local elections, he deserves to go. I think he deserves to go. Like, how much more? Like, yes, you can talk about policies and whatnot, but it's all about feeling. But people are not feeling better off. Not doing nowhere near enough of it. NHS Corridor Care sees 450,000 stuck on trolley for more than 12 hours. This is an exclusive from iPaper. We still have people stuck on trolleys. What is West Streeting doing about that? Labour plans crack down on second homes tax loophole. Good. I hope they do deal with that. Labour's twin threat from Farage and Polanski puts UK in uncharted territory. Yeah, it forces Labour to can't just steer all their policies to the right. They have to steer to the left as well, because if they don't, they're going to lose more voters to the Green Party. And that's very, very true. Let's see the front of UK here. Putin's war machine in freefall as UK sanctions kick in. Russia's economy has been getting kicked for a long time, and they're still trudging along. It's not collapsed. It's not collapsed. Russia hasn't collapsed. It may still do collapse in the future, but it's not collapsed yet. Millions waiting to see over a month to see GP appointment. Labour optimistic about 2026 as local elections loom. I'm not sure about that. Reform using Made in Britain logo without permission from the Made in Britain. That's not very good. That's not very clever of reform. That they don't care about rules, do they? Trying to get past them. Fear dying in hospital, hospice. Health about cholesterol. Some world news here. Moved to Calgary, my toddler without visiting, and I have no regrets. A Brit abroad. Well, it's all right if you've got the money and you've got a job for doing so. Private schools forced to end 62,000 charge for 7 pupils. That's an old story there. Teachers back the lifting 2-child benefit cap as poor pupils struggle to learn. Yep. A poll found 72% of teachers believe in child poverty measures announced by the government will help improve classrooms, rising to 85% for those working in the most deprived schools. Good. That says a lot there. These are somebody's. These are much older stories here as well. That's the iPaper there. Got about 4 minutes. We'll have a look and see what else is going on. Russia's economy is cooked. But it's been cooked for a long time. But they're still there. They're still there. Russia. It's not like the economy. It's not like it's collapsed. Like they're still getting support from India and from China and North Korea. They're not completely 100% isolated. And there are still European countries exporting and importing oil and gas from Russia. There are countries that are still doing that, Hungary being one of them. So it's not like they're like, yes, they have suffered immensely, the Russian people, but they've not collapsed. They still haven't collapsed, despite all the sanctions being applied. What the West and America needs to do is they need to apply stronger sanctions on countries that are still working or are still doing exports, imports, and whatnot with Russia. Those countries, I think it's Slovakia as well is another. I think it's Slovakia. It's another one. Serbia, India, China. North Korea, obviously, you can't really do anything about, but a lot of these countries who are still doing deals or whatnot, those are the ones that they need to go after, not just Russia. You need to cut them off. That's what you need to do. You need to cut them off. New York Times here. Let's have a look what they're saying here. Trump and Zelensky there. Trump says the US struck a big facility in campaigning against Venezuela. The administration provided no detail of what the president said was an attack last week linked to US efforts to disrupt drug trafficking from Latin America. Haven't gone to war yet for Venezuela, but we're feeling like we're very close to it. And I say yet because you just don't know. A suspect confesses to planting pipe bomb near the Capitol before the January the 6th. A Virginia man was charged with planting the bombs. Court documents showed that he believed that the 2020 election had been tampered with. There's no evidence to support that. We've discussed that in the past, not just ourselves, but everyone is pretty much there. People still have that belief. They have no evidence to support it. The world wants more ube. Philippine farmers are struggling to keep up here. When I took my job, I bought a chainsaw, says Brian Groff there, an opinion piece there. Trump's first year back in 10 charts. Bridget Bardot, movie idol who renounced stardom, dies at the age of 91 there. May she rest in peace, of course. I don't know too much about her, but again, as I've said, yeah, world-famous sex symbol in the 1950s. There you go. Long before I was born, 30 years before, more than 30 years before I was born for me. But obviously meant a lot to the older generation, those who listened to her. The fight to save the malaria program after US cuts critical funding there. China will hold live fire military exercises around Taiwan. Girls doing TikTok videos for no reason, for likes. Any other stories here? Pilot is dead after shooting train derailment. We saw that already. Gmail to let users change their addresses while keeping data. I should think so. Hundreds of flights cancelled at New York airports, even with a few inches of snow. Oh my God, we got snow. What do we do? Cancel all flights. It's too much. It's too much, guys. The snow is too much for them. It almost sounds like a British thing. Let's have a quick look at the BBC before we head out. US restricts Congo. Yeah, we know about that. Egypt's a descendant. We know about that. UK to offer military gap year to boost recruitment. Might touch on that tonight on the Viewpoint there. On the Tonight Show at 8 o'clock. Government walks down the inheritance tax plan. That's old stories. These are all old stories. Bloody hell, BBC. Don't you update? Do you not even update? Are you all gone on holiday, have you? Front of UK here. Hospitals warn end-of-life care crisis threatening treatment. Man shot dead by police after two-car crash. Absolutely terrible. Potholes claim up to 90%. Claims up 90% in 3 years, says the RAC. That's because there's not enough potholes are being dealt with. Not enough are being dealt with. Many new UK drone users must take theory tests before flying outside. Claudia T's extraordinary traitors twist as fans speculate about the new red cloak. Everyone keeps talking about traitors. I use Lego to design a farm for people who are blind like me. Ooh, that sounds like a good story. More than 300 earthquakes have been recorded in the UK in 2025. Yeah, guys, we have earthquakes in the UK. We don't hear about them very often. Earliest coin minted in Scotland, safe for the nation after 900 years as well. Some interesting stories there from the BBC. Let me just have a look. Looks like we had no new Patreons today. Did we get any Buy Me a Coffees today? We did not, sadly. But it is what it is. Like I said, I know not everybody can afford to support right now, but it's totally fine. So appreciate you guys being here nonetheless. Flying planes is pretty hard landing. I played Flying Sims, says Tom. I can imagine there. And Happy New Year to you. Yes, Happy New Year. We will, obviously, I'll be live on New Year's Eve. Oh, I'll be doing live stream on Good Morning on New Year's Eve, so I'll do save it for then. Cavalan, good to see you there. Hope you are doing well. Unfortunately, we come at the end of the live stream here. So, guys, I am done for this live stream. I'll be back again live tonight at 8 o'clock for the Viewpoint. If you guys want to join me for that, feel free to do so. I have recorded short videos for the next couple of days, which will be coming out as well. And I will keep you guys updated with what's happening with the monetizing, with the situation of demonetizing. But in the meantime, if you guys want to financially support me, again, links for them both are down below, and your name will get added to this list here. If you guys want to buy me a coffee or join the Patreon, either one does help support me, guys. As well as I still have not, Google are not giving me my payment for last month, guys, which is very, very frustrating indeed. So if you guys want to help me in the meantime, please feel free to do so. But if you can't financially support me, the best thing you can do, guys, for me and for this channel, hitting the like button, sharing across social media, subscribing if you haven't to already. All that stuff really does help out. You can also check out links for some of my other social medias down below as well. Enjoy the rest of your day, wherever you guys are doing. And hopefully I will catch you tonight at 8 o'clock. But if not, guys, I will hope to catch you all back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. So take care, everyone. And I hope to catch you all very, very soon.